little insane?
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the slave quarters of a workshop at the top of the North Pole. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah! Woohoo! There you go. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Whoa, let's give it up for Bob.
Oh, cheap microphones.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Who's it today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Give me fuel, give me fire.
Can you feel it?
Great Cougar Mooga?
Sure.
Okay. So this is, wait, oh, shit.
Well,
this
that's Enter Sandman.
That's
That's,
true,
that's,
that's
that's the thing he does. He goes, boo.
He's spooky, that guy. This is episode 137 of the Wicked Theory Podcast. I'm Bill Sweeney. One of the many voices you just heard. None of them were imaginary. That's just me. And then I got my brother Bob on guitar.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
There it is. And then, gotta flip the switch. And then there's Ed O'Hare.
I brought cookies.
You did. You did. Mom made them, too.
Yes,
Homemade.
Yes, my mother made cookies.
Well, thank you. What's your mom's
So,
first name
so,
again?
so, what movie is this John Goodman quote from?
I made cookies. I haven't seen that
I don't
movie.
know. I don't know. My mother's name is Rini.
Rini. Well, thank you very much, Rini. We appreciate that. If she's not listening, you relay the message, okay? You let her know, just in case.
Sure.
All right.
Definitely. And there's all kinds. It's not just you didn't get standard chocolate chip here. You got some M&Ms, some jelly thimbles, some almond cookies.
I'm gonna make
I'm okay with just standard chocolate chip.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna make a bold prediction here and say that next week when you come here and you open that tin, not any insult on her. But those jelly ones is gonna be the majority of them, or at least just the jelly and all the cookie around the jelly in the center.
Really? Because I gotta be honest, like those are the things she usually gets the most compliments.
Well,
on.
the fact that they're actually homemade
I'm sure
means
they're
I'm gonna-
phenomenal. It's just that
Yeah.
we in the Sweeney family don't eat them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, though, I probably will give them a good shot, a good try, because they're homemade, and that's a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than the
Yeah.
store-bought stuff, which I'm not usually a big fan of. But all the same, tell her what we said. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, Rini.
thank you, Rainey, Mrs. Rainey, Miss O'Hare. Yo, Miss O. She probably didn't get none of that, really. right?
Mrs. O'Hare would be fine.
Miss O.
That
would be fine. That would be satisfactory
yes.
and probably work best of all. Okay. She's a professor, right? Isn't she? Teacher?
Well, no. She is a double master's in English.
She just has a double master's. She chooses not to
Yeah.
teach.
So she got offended the moment yo was.
Oh, you're not speaking to me, are you? My name's not Yo. But thank you very much. To
No,
anyone...
but she currently works with a lot of younger people.
Okay, she's familiar with the term.
Yes, who often frustrate her with their language skills.
Their vernacular, I
Yes.
think, is the term. Maybe we'll say.
Yeah. Also, just the whole typing, not using proper sentence structure,
Oh, like a web internet era type typing.
capitalizing words. No one knows how to use a comma.
Commas. You just put them wherever you like, really. We use those. So if anybody's wondering, Uncle Jay is out, still working on a top secret project. The news and information will come to you soon.
Oh, I think we should say I had no involvement in Jay's not being here tonight.
Fair enough.
We need to say that up front.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get to that mildly. So 137, Jay's not here. Dom is literally moments away from a rival. Just before we turn the mics on, he said he was down the street.
Did you tell him that once we're on air, we lock the door and that's it? He's done.
No, it's too late.
Yeah, he's too.
And I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up to go lock it. So he'll be stumbling in a moment. People this week in opening segment here, the promos and hey, what you doing? Just a reminder to go check out the DC TV report. Ed, it's a little different this week.
Yes,
Tell them what
yes.
they can expect on the DC TV report podcast
Well, we had no new episodes
of DC TV
of
shows.
Of DC TV shows.
Okay, yeah.
But there was plenty of news. We do spend a heavy amount on news.
That's good.
I talk about my mom's Christmas cookies and different stuff we do during the holidays.
Oh, this is like a little
with our
holiday
families.
episode you guys did.
Yeah, it's a little holiday theme. There is hey, Dom just got here.
Dominic.
And we spend the back half of the episode
Right.
discussing Netflix's new Christmas movie, A Christmas Prince, which stars Rose McIver of iZombie fame.
Alrighty.
So it is tangentially DC TV related.
And it's basically Netflix's Hallmark movie of the week?
Yeah, you remember that Julia Stiles movie, A Prince and Me?
Yes.
It's that, but at Christmas.
Right. Okay.
It's-
I was lying. I
and
don't
it-
remember that
and yeah,
Julia
it's-
Stiles
yeah.
movie. I remember Julia Stiles.
Yeah, it's like
She's in those Matt Damon movies
yeah, yeah.
where he's an action guy.
Basically, imagine if Netflix made a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And that's
Yeah, it's a Lifetime movie of the right now.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, and it is it's something, man.
It's something.
It's something. It's delightful.
I bet it is.
In
And I'm sure you and Sarah give it just its proper.
Does she eat
type-
brains?
Oh,
Does she eat some brains in this one?
no,
No brains in this one.
shockingly.
That would have made it interesting.
Yes, yeah.
That would have got me there.
It's also
I think it's a bit unfortunate.
it is also weird to see her with like a proper complexion.
Oh yeah, without the pasty makeup.
Yeah.
So, hey, there he is.
Hey guys,
Hey guys,
what's up?
what's going on? Welcome Dom Torrey to the room.
How is everyone? How's it going?
good.
I brought some of
Hey,
my mom's
Dom.
Christmas
Mom's cookies.
Oh,
Ed didn't make those,
shit.
so they're safe.
I've been
can have
eating
all-
these.
You can have all
I've
the
been eating
ones with
these
the
all
cherries.
week. My mom made the same batch.
I think once you do cookies, you
Good.
just.
Then you-
I will have
Then
one.
you can
just
have
not
the
right
ones
now.
with the cherries in them.
Yeah. Those are actually the ones that she didn't make.
So that's why you need to take them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think she didn't make
consensus.
them because she knows the taste of her,
Like, it
of
doesn't,
her
it
children.
doesn't go big in your house either, right? Our mom skipped over that too. She's like, screw it.
Right.
I'll just making chocolate chip every year.
Yeah, it's like
I think it just reminds our mom of when we used to play Scully when we were kids.
Okay.
Remember that?
I remember that. I don't
Yeah.
know that mom does.
You know, when you with the cap with the
Yeah.
penny.
Yeah. That's a whole conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Palmer, write that down. Scully.
What the fuck is Scully?
Yeah, we'll get into that.
And where's
oh
Mulder?
boy.
And where's Mulder? That's
Yeah.
that's not the right theme, but it's close. So Dom was in route. We let the kids know that you were going to be running a little bit late.
Yep.
And here you are.
Yep.
That's
Just a
perfect.
few short minutes.
The
Perfect.
the standard. God damn it! I had to go with mom on that last minute Christmas shopping
Yep.
stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think if we were punching you in on a clock, you'd be good because most
Well, most unions roll back the first 7 minutes,
yeah.
and then
You-
after at the 8th minute, it becomes they give
quarter.
it to the company.
Yeah, they give it to that quarter hour,
Yeah.
and then you get docked a quarter hour. But so you made it.
I did.
I mean, I don't know.
By union rules,
Just
you
trying
made
to get in the dock here
by,
and
by the
everything.
union,
you know.
by the union that we have. I don't know. It's like the local 666, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, but all right. So to
it.
finish
not,
up,
not the local 420.
no, well, some of us are cross members. Some people are double dipping. So to finish out the official business stuff, stuff to remind you, it's a holiday season. You can expect me to probably retweet that fun old "'Twas the Night Before Christmas in Gotham" that I had Grant do. I wrote it. Grant said it as the Joker.
Yup.
Woo-hoo. No, not that Joker. I don't know which Joker that was.
What happened to Jay?
Oh yeah, so Jay's working on
On
the
a thing.
top secret project number 317.
Oh, so it's like
They had to go back
the
and
thing,
do.
yeah,
They had to
Uncle
go-
Jay strikes back against Ted.
Yeah, none of that. It was actually all good in the hood. But
Yeah,
it is
he's going to be the new Bob and Jay and Silent Bob.
There you go.
there you go. I don't know what that means even. Okay, so as I try to continue, Steph's 25 movies to watch for Christmas, real Christmas movies. This is a rebuttal list that our buddy Steph Muniz put together.
Oh, okay.
Because Palmer did agentpalmer.com ran a tangentially Christmas movies that would seem to be the middle of some hubbub.
There are a lot that get lumped into the Christmas movie.
every year it gets a little wider.
Lists that aren't really Christmas movies. Like I know
Yeah.
Die Hard is always the one of them that people go to. That's like, no, it's a Christmas movie. No,
And I think that
it's
gets
a fucking heist movie based around a Christmas
Right.
party. It's not a Christmas movie.
Right. But I think that on those lists though, that's as close as you get though, because some of them really stretch it, and that's like that was Palmer's the point of
Yeah.
Palmer's article.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Some of them are like.
I didn't read the
Well, it
article,
was
so I don't know.
released-
I'm sure it's great work.
It was released 30 years ago in November. It was still airing on Christmas Day, so that makes it a Christmas movie.
It was
right?
kind of like by extension.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, you go by like Shane Black's entire oeuvre.
Right. That means his filmography.
Yes.
That's another word for filmography.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just want to make sure
Yeah, the-
there's
The
kids,
normal people out there understand what
I
you're
was
saying.
gonna
The
say
whole breadth of his work.
there's kids listening, you know. So Steph over at FromBrainToKeyboard.com has a list people should check out because
Official
it's,
shit.
it's real Christmas movies that are worth watching, and go check it out. So yeah, and then you might have heard a couple quick hints, and this will be this on that. People should go check out the Last Jedi if you've seen the movie. You should go check out our official Star Wars heated debate is the title of the episode. We will literally leave it at that.
Originally,
and go ahead. I'll let Dom have
I'm
a
not in the
word because he
episode.
wasn't in the
You,
episode.
you didn't go with the UFC title match as the title of that episode?
Nope. I'm not in the episode, and I was cool with not being in the episode when they recorded it because I couldn't make it and I was, understanding whatever. But
Right.
after listening to it, God, am I pissed I wasn't there.
I wasn't sure which way you were going to go with that.
I was
You know-
sitting
you
here
know
wishing
what's
we had
been-
video.
Speaking as someone who took part in it, God, I was pissed you weren't there. Though.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what it was really? It's like
Yeah.
not
We
to
were
spoil
all-
it too heavy, but Bob and Bill really weren't. They were like those people that like those friends that were just like they were squirting water from like a distance at the fire, like yeah, this is gonna work, right? This is gonna work, right? Yeah, right, yeah.
this will help.
Yeah.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
We were just trying to make sure that it didn't go up in flames.
And
Because
Squirting water from a bottle incrementally every 5 minutes, I guess, did the job.
It
There you go.
did. It did. It did. So hey, when the laptop gives up, it's
it's like those California fires.
right. Yeah.
You got to just contain those.
You gotta let them go. You gotta let them go.
Sometimes
I mean?
it's a
There you
balance
go.
of containing
You're
it
right.
and letting it go.
It's
You're right.
not going to be ever really resolvable, so it's just got to be gotten over.
There you go. That's
You know what I
good.
mean?
That's very true.
And in the essence of getting over it, let's just move on to the chat room and see who's in there. Do we have anybody hanging out this week?
Yeah, we got Wesley, we got Benny Livewire.
Hey, Benny Livewire.
Hey,
I don't know who that is.
Who
but
that?
but welcome,
He just got an intro.
Yeah.
and
Or she.
Zombie John.
Hey, John, Zombie John.
These people know that when they get mentioned on the show, they have to hurry up and write an email for us to do at the end of the show.
Yeah,
right?
but if they want to, they can send it to.
No, they have to. They don't know this.
Well,
It's chat
you
room.
could tell anybody they have to.
I'm trying to help.
I know, but it doesn't mean they're gonna. So I
know.
default to begging.
I know. I mean, chat room names are.
We don't know
fake.
Benny Livewire. Benny Livewire might not
Yeah.
even understand
I'm
language.
sure his last name really isn't Livewire. So if we wanted to track him down, we're really not going to be able.
It's
to.
Livewire.
Well, evidently he's saying he's scared for the next Ryan Johnson Star Wars feature. So
Well, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Ryan Johnson's probably scared to come out of his house. Let's just leave it at that. The internet and half the world is so
really.
mad at him. All right, so let's see here. Let's give these kids something to do.
All right.
Let's give them a little chat room game. We do this every week. We kind of figure out something for them to play with.
Cool. So
And the setup and the examples, Ed.
the hashtag is X-Men Xmas Gifts.
Hey.
Examples include sharpening stones for Wolverine
Hey, why not?
and chrome polish for Colossus.
You know that he must need it, right? You would think, I don't know. It's you think he just is always just that shiny.
Yeah.
I think he probably every now and then, like if he's going all day, some people need to refresh with the underarm deodorant. I'm sure like he doesn't probably stink at all, but like he just starts to look a
Yeah.
little dull. Like
Yeah.
actually in Deadpool. He's not like super chromy, like what I
No,
mean. Like
no.
he's got like this dull kind of chrome thing going on.
How many buffer claws do you think he goes through in a day?
Oh, I don't know. He probably gets them from Mother Russia, though. He gets them.
No, he gets that bag of towels you see advertised on TV.
He gets the ShamWows.
The ShamWows?
Yeah, the ShamWows, and you can reuse them, wash them, reuse them.
You gotta put those on a power drill or something. and just buff it out like a car place, detailing place.
There you go.
But yeah, so those are your examples, kids. Play along at home. And if you're not listening live, this is a reason you should come and listen to us live every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mixlr. The web address is mixlr.com/wicked-theory. But
MIXLR.
Yeah, and if you're not there right now, you're not hearing us live.
That's right. This is all.
Whoa.
This is all.
That's like Mixlerception right there.
It is. It is. It's like some time travel-y stuff. We're talking to you from the future, which is now technically, if you're listening to it though, your past.
The past.
Right.
Or something like that.
So joining
Basically,
us
it's
on Mixlr
1985, Marty.
So joining us on Mixlr is
Yeah.
a form of time travel.
That's it. And you didn't even hit 88. So, but you can also download their app. They got a free app. Go look for it wherever you download apps. It's Mixlr without an E. How about that? Make it easy for you. And then search for us, Wicked Theory. All right. So, but what we do is we cover some nerd stuff, some geekery. We started out with some news. Just hit a couple of headlines real quick and stuff like that. And then we get into some other stuff. But first stuff is the news stuff. Because that's the order we do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that right?
I don't know. I think so.
How much stuff could you stuff in the news?
Not much this week.
Yeah. So it's the holidays. Not a lot of big news stories coming out.
There was a lot of. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. All right, see if.
Is that better?
Yeah, they're they're gonna have to get new cables.
Yeah.
Okay.
First up, this is on Den of Geek. Evidently, there's a recording out.
Yeah.
Of.
Oh, I left this in, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, we can skip it. No, it's Neil Gaiman. I don't know why. Palmer just went crazy, dumped a whole bunch of news in there because I hadn't gotten to it. Took a bunch of stuff out, and then forgot to get that one. Yeah. Well, just because it's not really news. It's like Neil Gaiman is reading Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, which is it's great. I mean, I guess Palmer's point was like, is there anybody else you would want to hear read A Christmas Carol?
Yeah. Was Mr. Sandman playing in the background while he sat there in the chair reading?
Now that's interesting news right there. If that was the news, then that would be newsworthy.
Or if he was introduced it as, here's Mr. Sandman, and he comes out with the book, sits down,
and he starts reading The Sandman instead of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
No. Unless they're doing a bit, I think Patrick Stewart's done it because he's done the movie.
Well, no,
there's a movie version and a play version, and I think he's read it too.
He had a one-man show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I insult your fucking leader? I'm only kidding with you. I'm sorry.
Did I insult your fucking leader, you fucking miscreant?
Jeez, man.
You fucking captain. I'm only kidding. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're mean to me too.
To everybody. No, but yeah. I mean, outside of like somebody like that, I mean, unless you're gonna get someone do it in like a batshit insane version, I'm not seeing any reason to kind of.
I know Jim Carrey did that animated version a while back, but I want him to do one now.
Oh, now that he's kind of like.
Now he's totally nuts and insane.
No,
well, he's not nuts. He's just woke, dude. He's just figured it out. He just knows the mysteries of the universe.
No,
really.
you're right.
He's really just taking some good drugs that
we don't
really
realize it. He just seems
helped him out
crazy.
to figure.
So you're saying
he's had too many Jim Morrison style mind-bending experiences.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's the one sane person on the planet? Like he's the only.
And we're all crazy in comparison.
Probably. I mean, not that we're crazy, but
we think he's crazy because it's weird to us. You know what I mean?
In the words of Kanye West, name one genius that ain't crazy.
Well, I tell you one thing, Kanye West may be crazy, but he ain't no genius.
I was going to say modestly precludes me from putting myself on the list, so therefore I can't think of anybody.
That was part of the joke. But that is a direct quote from one of his songs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Carry on.
I thought this was a nice little tidbit, if anybody cares still, about the fact that they're making a trip. How you doing?
I'm still doing the doors underneath. Yeah.
Fair enough. Anybody cares still? They're making another Transformers movie, but this one is a spin-off. It's a solo movie for Bumblebee.
No, I've never known about
Send
it
it back.
for a while, and I've
Wrap it back up. Send it back.
Next.
Came in. Couple things missing.
Will they let Bumblebee actually have dialogue this time, or is he just going to sit there and steal shit off the radio again and not get hit with fines for it?
Well, it turns out I just kind of figured they were just going to continue doing what they're doing, but they might be kind of doing this whole other thing. It looks like it's taking place in the 80s, and it's a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. Oh, and it's
like
John Cena in this, right?
I don't know.
I heard John Cena was tied to this.
He might be in
Is
the.
that right?
They might have just built a Volkswagen, like a real Volkswagen Beetle, and strapped him inside of it.
Yeah, and he just stands
He's
up.
got to stand up and run around in his 3,000
budget.
pound. Yeah, this
It's gonna
3,000
be like Lou
pound car.
Ferrigno and the fucking Hulk back in the day.
Basically, real practical. They're going back to
And they
practical
got what's
effects.
his name from Police Academy doing the sound effects.
Absolutely, Michael Winslow. So with that, I was just surprised to see both. So I kind of doubt that the whole movie will be him as the Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee from that era. I can't imagine
Well, that was an old car even then, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was retro
That's
then.
why in the first one, when you first meet Bumblebee, he's a Volkswagen.
Yeah, well, he's
he's a beat up Camaro.
Yeah,
with the same coloration as the original Volkswagen.
Right, and then there's a nod to it, in the junkyard, they drive past it, and I think it's I don't know, maybe he beeps at it or something. I don't even know. There's some kind of nod to an old rusty Volkswagen Beetle being there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought it was a weird thing that maybe they're saying fuck the. Could they possibly be saying fuck the product placement and all that of the and helping the budget out by having the Camaro? And we're just gonna go for a story.
Who
That's
knows?
crazy in a Transformers movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it, I guess. I mean, hey, I liked Bumblebee in the first movie and the second movie, I guess, because those are the only two that really matter to me.
Well,
Fair enough.
I know the last Transformers movie waned. Did not do nearly what
that?
I thought it would.
What was it called?
The Last Night.
The Last Night.
The Last Night.
Because
Right.
there was a medieval times snuck in there somewhere.
Right.
Which is pretty dope. I mean, imagine a bunch of medieval dudes just finding
but
talking cars and shit.
See,
It's
that's it.
cars and talking cars at once. Could you fucking imagine
that's
that?
how it starts.
That's how it starts. But then when it comes together and nothing makes sense, because evidently no plot threads tied together in this movie whatsoever. People are like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's just another one of those things where it's
Which
that
is
sounds
really
great.
bad.
It sounds great on
Yeah,
paper.
It's somehow Mark Wahlberg and Josh Duhamel are both in it as well.
And
I think Mark Wahlberg is thankful that was his last one for that.
I think Mark Wahlberg is playing a young Anthony Hopkins, is he not? I mean, because he's in it too. So I just figured he was young Anthony Hopkins.
No.
Because that makes as much sense as anything else in that
yeah,
movie.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So maybe this is a way to kind of, we're gonna shake
fix
things.
this.
Yeah,
We're gonna fix it.
Yeah, we're gonna shake things loose.
We're gonna start putting Band-Aids on it now.
Yeah, we've got
I see the picture for this episode that's going to go with the posting later.
Sure.
It's going to have Mark Wahlberg's upper body, shirtless, with
Bumblebee's head.
No, not Bumblebee's head. With,
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins' head.
Yeah.
That's the promo. All right,
There you
so I left this in there too. Why did I leave this in there?
You were half asleep.
Oh, because we would have had one news item. That's why. All right, so so Venom is still a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. Okay.
Yeah,
so you can
it's
move
a
on.
thing with Tom Hardy and a really great cast.
Why do I get the feeling we're going to be talking more about the meanwhiles than we are about the news? And it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, well, you're on it. You're on top of it.
You got Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams in a Venom movie
Yeah.
directed by Ruben Fleischer.
Yeah. That's all you need to know.
You go.
It's a non-story article that I left
Yeah.
in there, and now we're spinning, trying to make something out of it.
Oh,
But it's so thin, we can't even do it
Yeah.
because we despise articles like this.
Yeah, the basic story is someone was interviewing one of the producers, and he said that they knew Tom Hardy was right for the role because
He's Tom fucking Hardy.
because he loved the character from the first day that we met him.
That's all. That pretty much is like all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm quoting. This is.
Tom Hardy, I want you to be Plastic Man. Are you into it? Yeah, I'm into it. It sounds good. All right, I'll do it. All right, fuck it, Tom Hardy. That's it.
Yeah, someone named what's his name?
Ben
Oh,
Bendelman.
Matthew Tolmack.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, what was he going to say? My partner Avi Arad. Oh, I'll stop there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Done. Right. That's what
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah.
So-
you're right. That's it.
So it's an MTV news
Yeah.
thing at the Jumanji premiere.
Yeah.
This dude was there, and he got asked whatever, hey, how's the Venom movie going? And the interviewer guy kind of like was trying to get a couple things out of him, but all he's doing is the spin, like, oh, it's gonna be great, you know. He's like, well, is it gonna be the Spider-Man universe? Look, we're making a great Venom movie. He's like, yeah, but he's like, we are making a great Venom movie, like, you know. And so it became like the joke real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. I'll leave you alone, you know. So, and if anything, yeah, my ears kind of started to burn too when he was like, you know, me and my partner, and then he says Avi, and I was like, I thought he died. I thought Avi Arad. I thought we were clear of the curse of Avi Arad.
No,
but I guess not.
No, man. He's stuck with the Spider-Man franchise.
I had 100% faith in this. As crazy as this project is, until he said Avi Arad.
Yeah.
Just saying.
My partner, Avi Arad.
Tom Hardy will come to hate that man. You give it time. You give it time.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, Woody Harrelson and Riz Ahmed are both going to be in this movie, and people are fighting over which one of them is supposed to be Carnage.
Yeah, we covered that a little bit last week, and we're still kind of wondering and hoping.
Yep.
It's gotta be Woody. It's gotta be.
That's the obvious choice, but
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Who's the other guy?
Riz Ahmed from The Night of.
Like I said, who's that guy?
And Rogue One.
He's in Rogue One. You would definitely recognize him.
Okay, all right.
He plays one of the pilots.
My point though is we know what we're getting.
Yeah.
Well, we know what we're getting with him too, though. He's pretty proven himself. He's proven himself.
The only thing I think leans towards Woody.
It's just I'm sorry. Yeah,
Well,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just saying for like the age sake, where like him and like he's probably closer to Tom Hardy's age than.
Right.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his fucking name.
Right.
But
well, that don't matter because the character he's playing is a nut job in a prison cell.
yeah, I guess so. I just feel like it would just feel weird if like you had this like.
I feel like
younger
Woody
guy.
Harrelson has played characters like Cletus Cassidy. Cletus Cassidy's a Southern boy, serial killer type.
Yeah, that's
so. Don't get me wrong. I feel like
what was the one he did with Juliette Lewis?
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers. Sure. Yeah. I mean, basically, that's Cletus.
That's Cletus.
That's kind of like a Cletus type.
What would you say if I told you that movie was 21 years old?
I'd say sadly that's about right. Yeah.
But
But like,
still a really good movie, even if it's 21 years
only
old.
because it just flashed through my head, and I was like, yeah, wow, yeah, that's about right. Jesus. I'd say it's legal for dating. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
That's disgusting, Bill. All right, so let's move over into the meanwhile, because we really didn't have a lot of news, hard news to cover. There was a lot of obvious, like, mediocre Star Wars coverage, stuff that would be like a 2-second thing.
Yeah.
You know, what's his name? Bettany is in it. And he's like, yeah, it's a Han solo movie. It's basically like a gangster flick kind of heist movie thing. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
That works.
That sounds spot on.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's all the gist of his quote. So it's like, we didn't really need to get deep.
He's going to be stealing something from the gangsters. Probably Jabba the Hutt. We're just not being told that.
Steal just all of Jabba.
I hope so.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Whoop! Got out. I got off right before it said it. Meanwhile, I'm a moron.
That's been established, I think.
Well, okay, fine,
Sorry.
fair enough.
Billy, you want to kick us off this week?
I'm going to kick us off with the meanwhile sections. You know, we cover sometimes it's things that happen. Usually it's shit that we've watched.
I'm going to hop in like midway through.
Yeah. I see. We're linking up. We're syncing up for.
We are technically docking in terms of meanwhiles. I just had to get in a weird joke. I'm sorry.
Docking. All right, so sorry about that. So I don't know why I even put it in here. I'm almost like embarrassed to admit this, but I started watching some old episodes of Andromeda.
Yeah.
Really?
Kevin Sorbo, man.
Why?
Remember, it's Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda.
Hercules in space.
Yeah, a little bit. But what's funny is that, like, okay, I forget what it was. I was on Amazon Prime, and I was sifting through it for something to watch, and I was getting sci-fi recommendations, and I saw the logo thing there, and so it was like I didn't want to get stuck. I kind of wanted to watch something, but I didn't want to get stuck on something that was going to be like, I have to watch 3 episodes now and be up to like fucking 1 in the morning. Right. So I was like, let me watch an episode of that because I'll give it like 20 minutes. I'll probably start to hate it and get cringy and turn it off. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I almost killed Dom with that. Like,
Dom with a spick take.
Dom, I guess, knows where that comes from, I guess, a little bit. Like, we start watching the show, and you're like, I can't. It's too dated. But it held up. It held up more than it should have, and I don't remember any of it really. So, like, it was all kind of new to me.
Right.
And
That's true.
And I was kind of buying into the premise a little bit, where I was
That is
like,
the worst,
well, let me
though.
see how they pull this off. You know what I mean?
You know what I hate the most about watching old things that you watched when you were little that you don't have the best recollection of is when it sucks. Because it's like, I love this thing so much. Let's watch it for nostalgia when I'm 20.
Well, some things,
it's gonna be so amazing.
And then you see
you
all
watch
the-
it and it's like
some things are purely built in an era, and they will only ever exist in that era because it only makes sense and looks good in that moment. Once we get out of it and we look back, we're like, holy crap. That's the whole explanation for most of the 1970s.
Into the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I mean, I my friend and I fucking watched the Land Before Time movie the other day.
Oh, the Will Ferrell.
The other night? No.
No,
The Land Before Time. The dinosaurs?
Yeah, the cartoon.
No, the
cartoon?
first one, the Don Bluth one.
The one from like I think it was 80s.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
But the first one is what you're talking about, though. Okay.
Yeah, not all the
that's
direct
the one.
to
That's the good one.
Yeah, I think I had a psychedelic experience while watching it. Honestly, I really did. I'm not even joking around. It was crazy. It was like
Some people have actually used that as a trippy movie.
It was crazy.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't on any psychedelics or anything.
Right.
Wasn't it one of those ones where you had like with Dark Side of the Moon and
you could sync up with something.
with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like
I have no
Oh, no,
idea anything about that.
you're
It was just trippy as fuck. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm not thinking of.
You're thinking of Wizard of Oz.
No, I'm not thinking. That's what
But he's
got
saying
me
similar to
to
that.
Oh,
Where
okay.
you could sync up a movie.
That
I think
was the
there is
fir-
some
that
kind
was
of.
the first one, but then they did several, and I think that might have been one of them.
It might have been.
If you're fucking,
Feeling it? Feeling bold and brave enough to. If you're Puffy
if you're bowling
McPufferson?
it.
If you're Puffy McPufferson?
and you're looking for something to watch, check it out. It's
Check it
quick.
out.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yo, man, these
And it's-
dinosaurs are going to die, man.
It's crazy. I guess we could throw that. I guess that's part of my meanwhile.
We
I guess.
go into that movie knowing how it ends, though, because
It doesn't matter if this kid survives right now.
I mean,
He ain't going to survive
yeah,
for long.
But
really.
he's so cute while he's alive, though. Bob.
But, but,
He dies in the cutest way. You should see him.
Well, but then a meteorite's going to come anyway and wipe him out.
It's the last of those good movies that had a harsh lesson tacked onto it, for kids.
The last of the ones that wanted to be old Yeller.
Yeah, like the longer you think about a kid, the longer you watch, the more you're gonna cry.
Well, that was Don Bluth.
That was his whole story.
That was, all of his.
Gather
stuff
round,
was like-
kids. Let me tell you a story about misery with a smile.
Yeah. Look, Land Before Time.
That's my Don Bluth. You don't know my Don Bluth impersonation.
Secret of Nim.
I'll tell you the secret of him.
Now,
It starts with docking. Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole
You know,
second docking joke. Holy shit.
too many docking jokes.
You know,
One was too many.
there were 14 Land Before Time movies. Like those direct-to-video sequels. Like there was a while they were coming out like once a year.
For Atlanta doesn't exist anymore. Sure gets a lot of movies.
Ed has a flow chart.
He probably does. Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
does.
No, I'm looking at the franchise's Wikipedia page.
So fucking
Now,
thorough. this
speaking
guy.
about A Land Before Time, did you happen to see any Wormwood?
I did. I did. So let me finish Andromeda real quick and just say that it was just a thing where I stopped at episode 3 because I realized when I went to go hit the next one it said episode 4, and I was like, whoa, shit. This what I didn't want to happen to me tonight did, the whole I'm not gonna go deep into something, and I'm still kind of hankering to see another couple, and I'm like, I immediately jumped to the season 2 listing to see if it started to kind of pull this whole thing up because he wants to rebuild his empire, the human, the Federation basically
later on
has collapsed.
Yeah, later on.
They start to move
I
towards
think
it.
so. I mean, I didn't really watch it much myself either, but it was back in the day where you didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah, I figured it was one of those
Around
shows
here.
because back then it's we have a big overarching thing. We'll address it twice a season. So I figured that's the kind of thing it was. So yeah, I did watch Wormwood on Netflix though. Don.
did?
I didn't get to the last 2.
I only
did
watched the
start-
first 2,
Okay.
so I don't have much to say about it other than that I like it.
Yeah,
it's
I like it a
really
lot.
weird and different.
I will say I did feel some flashbacky moments. I did kind of hearken into the whole, oh, I'm on a bad trip right now, and people are laughing, and they're laughing at me, and I deserve it because, that's just the kind of thing that'll do. Your whole trip will be great, and then it'll flip immediately because you guys are laughing at something that I didn't catch what the setup was. So, what are you guys laughing at?
Right.
Oh, is it me? Oh no, okay. And then when you say no, it's this other thing. I don't believe you. Inside, it's I don't believe you. Oh shit, they're laughing at me. This whole fucking time, they're fucking. Well, maybe I'm a fucking piece of shit human being. I don't know.
Yeah, drugs are a little crazy.
Yeah,
but,
acid especially.
But It's good and it's original. And it's very different.
It's doing this kind of combo.
It's only like 6 episodes.
You know what it is? It's a straight up documentary with a reenactment part of it. Is like as good as a show that would just be a dramatic, episodic kind of show. Right. So it's like a multi-part documentary series. Peter Skarsgård plays Skarsgård, whatever.
Well, now we do have the Skarsgårds.
That's what I mean.
I'm fully invaded Hollywood.
I'm mixing it all up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it Skarsgård?
It's yes.
He's Skarsgård, but then we have the Skarsgårds.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
From It and all this other.
What about the Starguards?
That's coming in the future.
That's the sci-fi movie that Stargard and
no,
Starguards
that's
are
the family that Ryan Johnson's new trilogy is going to be about.
Gotcha. Luke Stargard. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It'll happen,
but
folks.
Stellan Skarsgård from the Thor movies.
That's a character in the movie.
No, that's the actor.
That sounds like a character in the movie. No one's called Stellan. No one's called Stellan.
Well, he's from Norway.
Well, yeah, but he's making movies here now. His name is Steve. Or Stella.
That does sound like a bad guy's name, a good evil guy's name. Skarsgård.
Stellan Skarsgård. It's like, who made that? Like Stanley?
Going down the side of his cheek.
Yeah,
well, that is Pennywise's last name, so.
What? Oh, the actor.
The actor.
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah. Well, it's his son.
That creepy fuck.
When we get around to it, it's not in there, but there's something I wanted to mention. I just brought it up in my phone.
All right, then.
Bill of a fuck.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I know we're gonna get letters. He's Swedish. He's from Sweden.
Oh, okay. All right. And Benny Livewire is yelling at me something too.
I'm sure all 150,000 people in Sweden are now upset with you, Ed.
That is the fact-checking department. Just so
yeah, I know. It's probably a couple million people, but there's not a lot of people in Sweden.
So, yeah.
How many people can live on the side of a mountain?
I guess you'd be surprised.
15 minutes.
Hey, if Goat can do it, people can do it. Yeah, so Wormwood. Check it out. It's on Netflix. It's like 6 episodes, I think. Highly recommended. Haven't even finished it yet. And for me, I'll round it out with Bright. Bright popped up this weekend on Netflix. That's the Will Smith parallel alternate Earth where it's like orcs and medieval shit happens side by side with a very present day type Earth. He's an LA cop. His partner is an orc.
Okay.
I'll say it's pretty good. I know it's getting like mixed kind of reviews.
I was gonna say I was excited for this, but then I'm seeing mixed reviews for it.
You know what it is? Because it's very much like it doesn't break any molds, like in the story and what goes on in that. But I feel like the world building's really good. Like the fact that they kind of already greenlit it for a sequel is interesting to me. But I really want a series out of it. Like I really
actually, you know what it sounds. You know what it sounds like to me.
I'm Alienation.
That's what I was trying to remember the name of the show.
It's the first Netflix original movie that's been picked up for more than one. For a set of sequels.
And they greenlit it before before they dropped it. And it supposedly is the most they spent on a Netflix original movie too.
Okay. Wouldn't be surprised.
So I mean, maybe after they do the second one, they'll see how that does. Maybe then spread it into doing like a real series out of it, because you won't have any of them. But it doesn't have to be about cops. Like
Right.
I don't know if I want to what other professions I would want to see or people necessarily, but like they kind of do so much world building in it that's like you feel like you only kind of touch the tip of the iceberg, which is great in a way, and it just seems like there's a lot of potential if they gave it a good enough budget where it doesn't feel hokey, because that's the thing. Like for the most part, it doesn't feel too hokey. It feels pretty grounded and solid as a visually. Like it's not like. It's not like a lot of hard contrasts of that looks ridiculous or
But you do raise a good question. Like, what's a barbershop like in that world?
Well, that's yeah. Well, it's a lot of orcs don't seem like they have a lot of hair, so I don't think they're going to the barbers.
Well, no, you might have skin slothing places or something like that. Where places where they can just like rub up against things and feel their skin.
It's that's the thing. Yeah, it's things like that. That's the nuance type shit that goes on in there.
Yeah.
That like they kind of sprinkle throughout. Like there are fairies, but they're a nuisance. They're a pest. Like so, like you try to. It's like having an annoying bird in your backyard as opposed to like a cute little thing. Like
Also,
like the guy when you go through Port Authority. The one guy who kind of pegs you out as not being familiar with the area and tries to like mooch off you and as you're on your way out and tries to.
I don't know. That sounds like a very personal story from experience. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
The hustlers in the Port Authority.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess, yeah. But they would be like an orc.
I consider them a nuisance.
Yeah. But this was like an
dude. Go find somebody who gives I
meant like a pest, like an insecty kind of like animal, like a small animal kind of thing. But I'm sure that they have homeless orcs. Okay. We just didn't see them.
Oh, see, I was thinking more in a Men in Black kind of way. Like they're in your ear, bothering you for money,
Yeah, I think that's
the kind of thing.
I think generally that's the thing too. It's like you only get to see like a couple of different species. It seems
Right.
like if you had to go just by that, it's like orcs, elves, and then humans, and that's it.
Yeah.
But some fairies pop in, but they're like small and they're annoying.
Yeah, it's either like pixies, something like that.
Yeah, but they're not characters anyway. They're literally like it's like having a giant fucking annoying butterfly that has like a douchebag. And it only pops up once. It's more of a bit than anything else.
Any minotaurs?
Well, what's funny is that there is a minotaur. You see it for one moment.
Spoiler.
And it's a cop, and he's like a cyber minotaur. So it's like at first you just see like this weird lower half of him, and he looks oddly tall. And then like you kind of realize, oh no, the back half of him is like a cybernetic horse kind of thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was kind of like I couldn't tell if he was just like maybe originally a minotaur and then dressed. Like it was like,
Right.
is
Or
it cyborg?
Maybe he was a
guy,
minotaur,
or-
and the back half of him got like destroyed in an accident.
Right, like is
And
this
then they
cyborg,
RoboCopped him.
That's who the series is going to be about.
But, Robo
We'll find
Minotaur.
out.
It's all about Robo Minotaur. I got you. Robotor. so with that,
Dude, that's going to be on the CW.
There you
That's probably
go.
going to be Barry's next big guy.
oh, that's just it's its own show. You kidding me? There, it's all about him looking for love in all the wrong places. Usually stables
He
or
hangs out- and he
stables.
hangs out with Black Lightning.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he needs a way to get around the town, so he rides on the back of his partner. So that's it for me. Bright's a recommendation. Wormwood, and then Andromeda if you're feeling brave and you want to touch into something.
Andromeda wasn't a bad show.
And it doesn't.
was just
But that's the thing. You know what's great about it? It doesn't feel dated because it's a sci-fi thing from that era
Yeah.
that's trying to do something very different.
right. So it's not stuck in the technology of the era.
Yeah, so it's not like any present day stuff to pull you out. And the camera quality is good enough. The costumes are good enough.
Yeah. I mean, I remember those would air on you remember the Pix?
Yeah.
When,
Yeah.
when,
WPIX,
yeah,
here
when,
in
when it
New
was
York.
the WB, but it was WPA. That would air on like
Syndicated show, yeah.
on like Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, on the weekend.
And like
Yeah.
those shows aren't around anymore.
no,
you know?
they don't do any of that. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
No, because there was like Xena, Warrior Princess, and Hercules, which was his first one. Sorbo, who went on to do Andromeda with them, and
Good times.
yeah,
Good times.
he actually ended up with a pretty good career out of this whole thing, and no one was really sure that he was going to pan out at all.
All right, so
And look at him now.
I watched Wormwood, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But I also checked out and I watched the full series, Dark on Netflix.
You've been telling me about this.
Now, it's a German series that is dubbed over in English,
Okay.
so takes a little bit getting used to.
Okay.
But once you're around like episode 3 or 4, you kind of just forget about it. And
Yeah, you
and it
melt it.
seems
You melt into it.
seems natural. But I really can't say anything about like what it is and
I
the
watched
story
I watched
because
another
it's
preview for it, and I feel like I know like a little bit too much because I was very
Really?
intrigued.
'Cause I didn't tell you anything.
No,
really.
no. But the preview shows you enough kind of crazy weird stuff
Right.
that I know that it's a crazy weird show, and that it's either sci-fi or it's dark kind of odd stuff. So
Well, it's a mixture of the two. It's definitely sci-fi.
Okay.
It's definitely dark, weird shit going on. But just you know what? I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say.
would you say
because-
that it's twist heavy and therefore you don't want to give too much away?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
Okay.
But if you're into science fiction and you're into like Stranger Things,
Okay.
I would really, really watch this show.
I know that Netflix already picked it up, renewed it for another season. I heard that
Yes.
recently.
Nice.
So it's awesome. I loved it. The way it ends really sets up a heavy, like,
Shift.
cliffhanger
cliffhanger.
going into the second season.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
check that shit out. It's good.
High recommendation.
Yeah,
I like it. I like
yeah,
it a lot.
definitely.
Cool.
Next, Eddie O'Hare.
All right. So
So we're done.
it's the end of the year.
No, okay. And
Oscar movies are starting to bloom.
oh yeah, they're popping up all over.
And so yeah, I got two I'm going to talk about. One that I was incredibly impressed with,
Yes.
called The Shape of Water, which is directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Get them up
And this has been a well-received and well-talked-about
Yes.
movie coming into its release here in the States.
Yeah, and it Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, Richard Jenkins, Octavia Spencer, Doug Jones, and not that Doug Jones.
because that guy's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's in some other crappy show I watched because of Andromeda, but I won't get into that.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was terrible. It was another Amazon sci-fi based thing.
Yeah.
But go on.
But Sally Hawkins, it takes place sometime, I guess it's like the early 60s.
Okay.
In Baltimore, although it looks like France. Like you definitely get that European feel to it.
The whole thing, because the fact that you just said Baltimore was a surprise, because I've seen the trailer for it.
It's funny. It feels like it's a nondescript town and then slowly it circles into, oh, okay, this is where we are.
Gotcha.
And Sally Hawkins plays a mute woman. She can hear, but she
can't speak.
Can't speak. She uses sign language. Who works as a janitor at a government facility.
Spooky wooky.
Yes, yeah, cleaning woman with Octavia Spencer, who's her fun partner.
Sure.
And Michael Shannon plays this really, angry government guy.
Let me tell you how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who brings in this creature, this water creature,
right?
Played by Doug Jones. Who is supposed to be very, very dangerous.
Yes.
And who was, being treated as a god by the natives, and he's being kept under lock and key. But Sally Hawkins interacts with him because she has to clean the facility.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
So
she's like, step aside, I have to mop over there.
Yeah, basically. So they leave the room while she does the cleaning, and
in sign language.
Yeah.
Right.
And because she doesn't need words to communicate, she's able to form a connection with the creature.
Because she can talk to it more physically and pantomime, I guess.
Yes, and it's a great movie about being a misfit. About
don't make me cry.
About finding yourself. It's really a beautiful love story. It would be a family film if there wasn't a couple of scenes of someone masturbating in a tub. And you know it's weird when the villain of your piece has a
masturbatory scene,
has an angry sex scene.
I'm just curious, if it had only one masturbatory scene, would it have been okay for kids?
Was it the fact that there was two? Right. Good call, Bob. Good call.
No, it was the two scenes and the angry sex scene.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
The masturbatory scene wasn't instructional enough.
Doesn't change my question though.
This sounds a lot like Okja.
yeah, but no,
just not as cute. Not as cute.
No. But this is something that's visually gorgeous. This is like Del Toro's best movie since Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay.
And
OMG.
Well, there's only I think two in between, probably 2 or 3.
Well, no, you had a couple of Hellboy movies. You had that Crimson movie.
Okay, fair enough. I'm mixing up the timeline. Fair enough.
Well, basically, like he finally. I feel like his Spanish language films and his English language films, there's this gap.
Separation. Yeah.
I feel like he finally got over the hump.
I gotcha.
Because it is a grandiose concept. It is a very fantastical concept, but it is still a small movie.
Right.
And you have some great performances in here. Michael Shannon is the most Michael Shannon he's ever been. And you know what? It's
really.
Is it enough, Michael Shannon?
Oh yeah,
because he's been pretty Michael Shannon a couple of times.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that movie that came out late last year with Jake Gyllenhaal. That's the most. Michael Shannon.
Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah, that might be the most Michael Shannon.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I heard that's pretty intense.
That is a great movie.
You kept on telling me to, and I regret not seeing it. Or maybe I did.
But
I don't
know. No. It's like if you were to mail away for Michael Shannon. And they like mass produced him in a factory. This is, they just put him right out of the box and threw him right out there, and he's great. But what was I going to say with his performance? I always find it fascinating and frightening how racism can just flow off the tongue. How you're in this world and everyone's just saying these horrible things. And
because it's 1960.
And that's the thing. That's the world that you're in, and you realize like what kind of a time this was and the different struggles.
Yeah, it's like pass me the sugar. Racism. Yeah.
I was gonna say Michael Shannon, Octavia Spencer. 60s.
Yeah.
It probably gets intense.
Yeah, I feel like you picked those two specifically because of these things.
Yeah, and also Richard Jenkins, who's this character actor who you don't recognize that name.
Right.
But the second you'll see him, like,
that's the father from Step Brothers, right?
Yes. No, you're thinking of Bruce Greenwood, I think.
No.
Or maybe I'm.
But he is one of these character actors who's like been in everything.
Yeah, been in everything twice. But he plays this artist who lives next door to Eliza, who's the main character. Who's no, you're right. He was the dad in Step Brothers.
No, my fucking.
Oh
Richard
yes,
Jenkins.
this guy. Yes, this guy's been usually an asshole.
Yeah, no, but in this,
That's what it says on his business card.
yes, he's
Usually an asshole in movies.
Professional movie asshole.
He's this very sweet guy, who lives alone and likes to, bring over his mute neighbor, and he's one of the few people who can sign back to her.
Right.
And they watch old timey movies. Together, and it's it's all these little things.
Does he become the villain when she falls in love with the
no
mutant guy?
No, no.
Spoiler.
And it's this really sweet little love story with gorgeous visuals
And gills.
Yeah, and
scales. There's a lot of scales going on.
I will say, it's a funny moment, so I hate to kind of ruin it for anybody, but that is kind of like the setup. So I saw Guillermo del Toro on like Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about how like where this movie came from, kind of a thing, and he's like, I can't do I don't want to do the accent.
Don't do the accent.
because it's thick on Guillermo, and I'm tempted to. But basically, when he was a kid, he's like, I watched Creature in the Black Lagoon, and I was upset because he didn't get the girl. So for years, I wanted to do a movie where the Creature in the Black Lagoon could get the girl. And it took a while, but I think I finally figured it out. And people are liking it, so that tells me that like, back then people wouldn't have been okay with that, but now they are. Times have changed, I think is his point.
It's fun. I'm going to humble brag a little bit.
Yeah.
I put out a tweet after I saw this movie.
Okay.
I tagged at that Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Who's that Kevin Smith?
Okay.
The Kevin.
Yes.
Sure.
I thought he should check out Shape of Water because it's the most beautiful interspecies erotica I've ever seen.
Right.
And he liked it.
You got a like on it, Kev. Oh, look at you.
There we go.
All right, let me give you a little fist bump for that one. All right.
Ring the fucking bell.
We're going places. We got a celebrity like on a tweet.
Is he appearing on DC TV at any point?
Does that mean
anytime soon?
is Kevin going to direct an episode of the podcast?
I don't want to go too far too fast.
Too fast. No,
it's baby steps.
We are right over the bridge from Leonardo.
But you are, but you are going to be on Smodcast next week.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Sarah will. Sarah's going to get us in.
And the other movie I saw
Sure.
is I, Tonya.
Nice. I want to see I, Tonya.
Yes. Directed by Craig Gillespie, which stars Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, and the secret breakout star of this movie is Paul Walter Hauser, who plays Sean Eckhart.
Okay.
Who is Jeff Gillooly.
Yeah.
The movie's about Tonya Harding.
Yes.
And her whole life, basically. It's like
the Tonya Harding story, kind of, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
why is she getting a movie?
But that's supposed to be the brilliance and the beauty of this.
Yes.
Because it doesn't shy away from
She's
her.
already got one. It's a sex tape with her and Jeff Gillooly.
Right, but imagine a movie about her that doesn't really hold back.
Yeah, like the script is basically compiled from real interviews with all of the actual characters in the story.
Right.
And they recreate a lot of stock footage. Mm-hmm. And it does kind of like the Big Short thing and the Goodfellas thing where they're talking to the camera.
Right. It's a lot of voiceover kind of things.
It's not as heavy on that fourth wall breaking stuff.
Okay.
But it's really effective when it comes in there.
Gotcha.
And they usually do that to show like where the contradictions are. Like someone will be telling the story, and then Tonya Harding will look at the camera and go, "This never happened. This was bullshit."
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Like this didn't go down exactly that way, but it's a movie, so just deal with it.
Yeah, but
and I did hear that about the guy who plays Gillooly, that he steals it. And I did see a little bit of a scene. I think it's with the Gillooly guy.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Well, no. Actually, it's his best friend, Sean.
Oh, okay.
Who I won't spoil anything.
Right. But he's one to watch.
He claims that he's Tonya Harding's bodyguard.
Right. Yes.
And
yes. I did hear about this.
It is kind of like it is fucking scary because I am this fucking close to being that guy. I looked at that and go, I could have been that guy.
I feel like I'm nervous now because you've said that before about some questionable borderline people.
Oh yeah, like John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, I could grow up to be that guy.
I see how I see how I can
see
relate.
the path.
Yeah.
I see the path.
It was like me for Dexter season 1. I was like, yeah, I gotta stop watching this. I think not a bullshit
Yeah.
story.
But what's great is this guy is convinced he lives in his mom's basement.
Okay.
And calls himself Tonya's bodyguard because he hangs out with her husband all the time. But he's convinced that he is an expert on international counterterrorism.
Okay. For no good reason.
And that he has contacts with covert agents.
Okay.
And
so it's a lot of that. It's a lot of the investigators being like, "What?
Yeah,
I gotcha."
Yeah, and
excuse me.
Yeah,
right.
It's really good. But this is Allison Janney. Like this is an incredible performance. Great profanity in this. You always got to give a good shout out to beautiful curse words.
Well,
when they're strung together.
Where was Tonya from? Long Island, Rhode Island,
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. It's some crazy accent she's using in the commercial, though. You can't tell me that accent in the commercial is not like some Long Island or something thing. Like it don't remind me of Portland. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't really heard a good Portland accent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess not.
Mm-hmm. No, but it's not hipster Portlandia, Portland.
No, it's not. It's not modern day. It's not modern day. No,
this is redneck Portland.
This is retro. This is retro. This is
Yeah.
going back to the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Is that the era?
Yeah.
90s or late 80s?
Early 90s.
Yeah, right.
But it starts in like the late 70s.
Sure, the story itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very cool. So that's a recommendation on both of those.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
cash.
Yeah. I Tonya is playing in limited release, so if you can find it, go see it.
Right.
But I would say, if you really want a good time this weekend,
Right.
you've got 2 movies that are playing wide right now.
Sure.
Darkest Hour, which I reviewed a couple weeks ago, and Shape of Water.
Right.
I'm
Both of
definitely
those.
interested in that.
A little Star Wars movie's not included on that list.
I think people are aware of that one.
If you're
Well,
asking
from Ed,
me-
anyway.
Yeah, the wide release is the things that anyone can go see in a theater right now. If you were to tell them, those would be the first 2 on my list.
So Ed, are we gonna do perhaps next week 2017 movie roundout?
We actually, I have the research department and division rounding up, at the very least, maybe not next week for this thing I'm mentioning, but coming up movies for 2018 to look forward to. That's for sure.
We need to do a Patreon too at some point.
Yes.
So.
So if
Tom loves to do those
since
Patreons.
we're
Well,
since
not that I love to do them, but they got to be done.
since you brought it up, but I'm not
Talk
doing.
off mic.
I'm
Talk
not.
off mic.
I'm not doing anything Monday. I have off.
Talk
and
off mic.
Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday.
I'm good too.
Monday and Tuesday. Bob too. All right. So yeah, we'll work all that out. So let's see here.
Ready?
I was like, who's in the document with the H? I forgot it's Tom's.
Handjob 5596.
I didn't realize I forgot about your handle. I forgot about your screen name. Handy friend.
Yep.
So yeah, let's do it. Let's this chat game review.
All right. So
I wanted.
Oh
to
yeah,
mention-
Bobby had some. I'm
Right.
sorry.
I didn't put. Sorry, I didn't put it in the doc.
Fair enough.
We got carried away. So, I was noticing today that Rolling Stone magazine, a little magazine, they have an article for the 10 best episodes of TV for 2017.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Sounds like something to run down.
Yeah, and well, they have it broken down, and it's a little awkward to work out on my phone because the way they have it done is it's like 10 essays from the people who do the reviews of those shows.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they pick the 10. You
Gotcha.
know? So I just want to make people aware of it. If you check it out on RollingStone.com, it's the 10 best TV episodes of 2017. It includes one of my favorite shows, Better Call Saul.
Sure.
And one that you recently finished watching, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? They specifically mentioned the Better Call Saul episode in the courtroom with Chuck and
The final, like the big
Jimmy.
showdown.
Yeah, the big showdown.
The big showdown. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
a-
good stuff.
and
Yeah.
so and you can go through another one, another show, Better Things.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Right.
with Pam. What's her name? She was on. She's always in Louis C.K.'s show. She has her own show now. which since no one likes Louis C.K., everybody should be watching her show. Because if you want something that's in that line
in that
of
wheelhouse.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about that show.
Okay.
Better things, yeah.
Well, I'll just stop for a second to mention it. When you go to the website, it starts each essay, gives you like the first 2 paragraphs of each essay, and then from there, if you're interested in reading about that show, you can go and just continue on reading about that show.
Gotcha, you get a little more.
Right. So if you're interested, if someone's looking for something to watch during this downtime, TV downtime.
Sure, these are some good recommendations.
This is a way to find some really good stuff that might not be normally on your radar.
Right.
Because if you're talking about one episode of these shows being the best of among the top 10 of the year, then these are probably shows that are doing very, very well,
very good
episode
things.
to episode.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So you're probably not going to be missing out on anything if you catch something. So if you go back and catch these. So the next one on the list is BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, BoJack's a show that I started watching again, and I fell off again.
I'm the first time hearing about this one. This is cartoon, and it's horses.
Well, it's Will Arnett, and it's the world of this animated show is that like there's regular people and there's animal kind of characters, anaphylactic. No,
anthropomorphic.
Thank you. So he's a horse, but he's like kind of when he was younger, he was like on a #1 show. He was like the coolest guy in the fucking country, and then he became like a nobody. And so it's like him dealing with his life in Hollywood and being like kind of like he still got money, but he's kind of like a washout pseudo celeb, and it's like that. And he's pretty much
like a D-lister.
Yeah, and one of his right hands, like minion kind of friends, is played by the kid who played Jesse Pinkman.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron,
Okay.
yeah, Aaron.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does the voice for him, so and that character is just like a moron, just a complete like, I guess
Right.
so, like eats glue and shit, basically.
Okay.
But BoJack does like a character. It does like a shift, like halfway through the first season, and it's like, oh, okay, it's gonna be that kind of show. All right.
Okay. Next one on the list is Girls. Anyone know anything about this show?
Yeah, I gave up on that after season 1.
Okay. Okay. So, I don't know anything about it, so we'll move
Yeah,
on.
we can move
The
on.
next one is something that I think was mentioned here on the show.
Sure.
Glow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glow
Right.
from Netflix.
Right. They mentioned a specific episode. Maybe it's all the disco.
Yeah, I didn't finish out the season. It's another one I gotta go
But,
back.
I did.
That's a surprise hit, from what I understand. It's a show that you really wouldn't think would be all that, but a lot of people really like what they're doing with it, right?
Yeah, Alison Brie and Mark Maron, if I have that right.
Okay. The Good Place.
Good Place is actually an interesting show. I didn't go back to it.
Is
It's
that Ted Danson I'm seeing in the
it's
in
Ted
the thumbnail?
Danson, Veronica Mars.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah, Kristen Bell, and it's the
interesting
afterlife. It's the afterlife, and it's a really unique spin on how like the mechanic of it all. And it's one of those ones where like in the very first episode, it's like, oh wow, okay, wow, you can have like a lot of fun with this.
Right.
And,
They're saying, they're actually saying that the episode that's mentioned here, Dance Dance Resolution, is probably the funniest half hour of TV for 2017.
How about that?
Wow.
So that's pretty high marks for a show. So again, if you're looking for something that might not be in your normal wheelhouse, check it out. The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, that's a happy-go-lucky little story.
Yeah.
That was just dying for a TV series to be made out of it. But and a lot of people are swearing by it. I haven't caught it, but
It won the Emmy for Best Drama this year.
I watched the
Really?
first episode. Not that this is the same thing, but I watched like the first episode of Hightower.
Man in the High Castle?
Man in the High. Yes, that show. Man in the.
I watched both seasons of that. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I meant to go back to it. Anyway,
Right.
I don't know why I mentioned it.
The next one is I Love Dick.
Yeah, I Love
Right.
Dick was Amazon tryouts. One of their
Right.
tryouts with the season they did Tick as well, and that's got Kevin Bacon in it. And it's the first episode. I liked it a lot. Check it out.
All right. Another one is Master of None.
And that's
Aziz Ansari
Yeah,
show.
Aziz Ansari. I watched a bunch of the first season. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Twin Peaks. The episode in particular is saying it was part 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you watched that, right?
That was
Yeah.
the second half of the fourth night.
I don't know what that means, but it makes sense in it. For
Were
that
they
show.
doing 2 at a time?
No.
I thought they were doing 2-hour blocks at a time.
No.
Oh, okay.
But they all felt like 2-hour episodes. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But it was a thing where, like, there's an episode like about somewhere around halfway where it's like just it's the one you understand the least, and it's the most interesting and amazing.
Right. Well, that's the end of that list anyway. So that's just something I wanted to bring up and mention.
Nice. There you go, folks. You got a little rundown. For 2017 shows to check out.
Right.
So let's jump into that chat room game.
All right.
It was X-Men Xmas gifts.
Here we go.
All right. What do we got here?
Bifocals for Cyclops.
Yeah, okay, that'll probably help.
A rain poncho for Storm.
Well, yeah, that's smart.
Cough drops for Chamber.
Oh, yeah, they're going to melt, though.
Wing wax for Pixie. A down pillow for Angel.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's not right.
Hair gel for Beast.
That's like feeding your chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? It's like, come here, girl. I got something for you. All right, hair gel for Beast. Yeah, sure.
New leather gloves for Gambit with the fingers pre-cut for him.
Well, he wouldn't want them any other way.
Yeah. Also, nude playing cards for Gambit.
Yeah, sure.
Nude rogue playing cards for Gambit.
Nice. I like that.
I get the feeling Wolverine would steal those.
Yeah, probably.
Baby powder for Kitty Pryde.
He'd have less and less cards every time he counted them. Baby powder for Kitty Pryde. That's fucked up. She's not that young.
An ice shaving instructional video for Iceman.
Yeah, maybe. That sounds pretty good.
A giant baseball glove for Colossus.
I don't. All right. Maybe they don't realize that he's not that big.
See, I was thinking more of, like a Ray-Bans at a month subscription for Cyclops.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be good. That'd be good. Because he's going to go through them.
Right.
A scratching post for Beast.
Okay, now we're getting into it.
Candlesticks for Pyro.
You got to get him a lot.
Chrome rims for the Professor's chair.
He's always got banging rims on that thing. You know what he needs? Spinners.
He's got the high-speed, low-profile discs.
Sometimes he don't even have wheels.
The races. Yeah, really.
Yo, that motherfucker, sometimes he's like, yo, I don't even need wheels. Check it out.
He's got the all-terrain one.
He's like, yo, bitch, I float. Yo, I float down here.
A mirror for Mimic. Dome polish for Prof X.
Who?
Professor X.
Professor X.
A bathrobe for Mystique.
Yeah, she should probably cover up.
A refrigerator for Magneto. Rainbow pants for Domino. A strobe light for Blink.
Now we're running out.
Fish oil pills.
Dazzler would take that.
Fish oil pills for Omega Red. Nail file for Wolverine.
Okay, maybe.
Kevin McAllister's Talk Boy for Deadpool.
Yeah, fine.
A firmware update for Danger.
I don't even know who that is.
A nude Golden Girls coloring book for Deadpool.
Yes, that'll be good.
And a chimichanga and pancake cookbook for Deadpool.
There you go.
There you go. You know what, Deadpool?
He doesn't need one though. He's such an expert in making
Chimichangas.
chimichangas. He doesn't even need one anymore.
He needs like a easy bake oven
There you
or
go.
something like that, like a Deadpool. I can see him. That seems like a.
There we
So
go.
way to go. Very good. Very well done. I like it. I'm digging it all. So what time are we? Just past the hour here.
Yeah.
All right. Let me. I gotta open up the emails, but while I'm doing that,
Are we going to do the
What's
pitch
up?
versus pitch?
I think Bob automatically wins. Ed, do you have?
I actually worked pretty hard on mine.
So I'm fine and fair with that.
Well, Jay's not here, so why don't we just give it another week for
Fuck's pretty
sake.
soon we're gonna lose you.
not
right?
yet, baby, not yet.
I know. So we
I'll
got.
probably be here next
You
week.
probably be here next week.
Yeah, if I'm not here, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
In
Well, that's
terms
true.
of the pitch versus pitch. I
I'll
mean,
make you fucking Skype it in from
Yeah,
from
that's
out
fine.
of, from
That's
out of
fine.
town.
That's fine.
We'll just be fucking Damo with the fucking thing like.
Dude, I
Yeah,
worked hard on mine.
Whoa.
Bob, it's the hardest Bob's probably not for nothing ever worked on one, and so I want to make sure if we weren't gonna do it, Bob at least got his in. But if we're gonna push it, then we push it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he worked hard on it, so at least let him enter
No.
a
'cause
competition.
If we're gonna wait, if we're gonna do it for we need everybody here. If we're
Yeah.
gonna wait for Jay, then we're gonna wait for Jay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, all right. So I wanted to bring something to the attention. Dom, you weren't here last week. Did you hear last week's episode?
I did.
So at some point we had some kind of we kind of mentioned something about booking a trip to Amsterdam.
What?
I
did hear that. But
Yeah, right. There was some kind of reference or mention of it. So
Yeah, we did mention Dave and Tommy's trip.
Yeah, and how maybe we would go there. And then I think someone in the chat room was like, yeah, we should do like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or something as a joke. And it was like, yeah.
Seriously?
All we would need is this is not a GoFundMe or Kickstarter. Don't get that crazy. But Meow God contacted me and was like, "Yo, not for nothing, I kind of put together an itinerary of how it could look if you guys did it." So it turns out, like he goes to Amsterdam and he travels a lot, so he has like a thing. That
I want his job. It must be for his job.
That helps him put this together real quick, I think, or something like that. Or he's already got this.
He must do
formatted.
this regularly.
Yes. So this is like a hobby, he said. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So, but basically, it's like he gives us a little outline of how we could save up the money. And these numbers are loose, obviously.
Right. If we put $100 aside, we could do this in 2 years.
Yeah, right. So if we had planned it for 2019, $100 saved a month by 24 months gives us $2,400 each saved. And obviously, flights would probably price change and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of like a thing where it goes from the 21st all the way to from December 21st all the way to January 2nd. So that's 2 weeks, right?
Damn.
And
it says here December 21st, which is actually our mother's birthday.
Right.
Flight from home base, which would be here in New York City.
Right, to Amsterdam.
And
that's like all day.
Right, to the Schiphol Airport. Skypole, is that it?
Skypole.
Whatever.
Skypole.
I'm sure Meow God could.
Yeah, straighten us out on that. So here's the thing, though. But it's like, so it runs on a whole, then the next day it's arrival, train to Amsterdam City. You check in at the hotel. Maybe at night we do a dinner gathering, and then maybe a podcast recording, optional. Figure out what time is good because that's like going to round out that day, that first day.
Yeah. Well, that actually wouldn't be a bad thing to do on a day like that because you're not doing anything else.
Yeah, you just kind of get situated.
I'll find a lot to do in Amsterdam.
I think it's all. I think we kind of get to it.
This is like the first day. You first get there. You got jet lag. You set everything up.
That's the best time to do it.
That's the day you. You kind of got to waste away anyway.
Yeah. So it wouldn't hurt to drink some of it away.
Right.
Drink and smoke some of it.
Sitting there in the hotel room, setting everything up. It wouldn't be a bad way to do it.
So
it's not, I just think it's not a bad idea.
So on the next day, we would check out, take a train to Valkenburg, and then by the time we get into over there, we could visit a Christmas cave market, whatever that is. We'd have to look that up. A man-made cave tour, and that would kind of give us a couple things to do. And then on the next day, there'd be some time for village exploration.
I just got to ask one thing about this itinerary.
Holy edibles, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where I was going to go next with this. Is like, this is a nice itinerary. It's got a lot of things to do.
Once I start taking edibles, this thing's going off the rails. Sorry, man.
That's the thing. Like I think, right?
Yeah. We're really not going to be.
What?
A lot of us aren't going to be too interested in doing much, other than like cruising certain bars.
Dude,
I think that's pretty much how.
What are you talking about? You're in a foreign country.
A man-made.
You gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
The cave tour would be sick after a couple edibles, in my opinion.
That's the thing, I think, is what's going on here.
Yeah.
And from what I remember about when our brothers Dave and Tommy went, was that, like, there was a lot of stuff planned, but not a lot of stuff got done. So,
Sure.
Nah, I would make sure that we did shit.
yeah, I think what we'd have to do is
dude.
kind of say, like, obviously some things are like, all right, maybe we're not getting in 2 or 3 things.
I'm
but-
always of a mindset when I go someplace I don't know that wherever I'm staying, that's my anchor, and I want to be able to know that if things get off the rails, that I can always go back there and regroup. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be outrageously far.
Right, me too. Like
you know what I mean?
The whole idea of this kind of like,
But no, this is very cool.
This is very cool, but even like, just the idea in general, because I'm like such a travel-weary person, this already gets my anxiety up.
This has got, you visit the Christmas cave market. There's a man-made cave tour. We were talking about that.
And the next day,
there's a free time for village exploration. So we get to do our own thing, go for breakfast somewhere, whatever. There's a hot spring. Well, he mentions a hot spring.
Yeah, and then pod recording. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole day, right? He kind of knows, I think, because he only put 3 things in that entire day, and one of them is podcasting. It's like, you guys are gonna be fucking stoned all day, like just like we were saying, like I don't know if we're gonna get anything done. Yeah, there's only like not much planned for each day per.
That's true, and it is like a 2-week.
And then so the next day there's more time for a village exploration. He should have that in quotes.
Village exploration
4-course
and
meal
pod
dinner.
Sound great in my opinion. I'm sorry.
Right.
Special 4-course meal dinner by the hotel, price included with hotel stay. And then on the 26th, a train to Rotterdam.
Cool.
Cube houses, hostel stay. I wonder if that's one of those, like it's all ice, like one of those ice. You ever see those, like those ice hotels?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
I was
crazy.
thinking like mini homes.
Maybe cube houses. I'm not sure. We'd have to take a look.
Could be the ice houses.
And then explore Rotterdam in the morning of the next day. Take a train to Den Bosch. Check in a hotel in there. That's like another whole day, by his estimation. We stay there for 2 nights, and that morning we go to a market visit, and then free to explore the city. Lunch, dinner, meet up, pod recording optional. It's pretty much kind of like back and forth with that. Free to explore in the morning. The next day, train to Amsterdam, check in there. Next day after that, on the 30th, day excursion to windmills in the Royal Delft Center. Pod recording again at night. On the 31st, the Van Gogh Museum and the Rijks Museum. The
Rick's Museum.
Rick's, is that it?
Yeah.
Rick's?
J's silent.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
J actually. Yeah, it's kind of like a Y.
Gotcha. Rick's Museum visit during the day. Countdown and fireworks in the city. On the 1st, it just says rest up. I guess we're missing some.
Hungover.
That Van Gogh Museum is going to be pretty intense.
Yeah.
Wow,
It
parties
probably
going
would
on
be,
over there.
depending on what you do before you get in there.
Yeah. Well, also, too, afterwards, it's countdown and fireworks in the city because we would be doing New Year's Eve there.
Right.
Which is interesting to spend it actually outside the country that night.
Christmas and New Year's in another country.
You know, rest up, maybe do a pod recording, some dinner and a farewell party, and then on the 2nd, fly back. So, you know, he leaves the whole kind of thing a little, you know, it's very open, and it's just kind of done on a whim, and it's kind of like half a goof, but I don't know. I mean, look,
Wow.
You know what this tells me about?
I mean, we could do the same thing and just go to Colorado.
Yeah, we can go to like Boston.
You know what? Seeing this in
And I don't have to get a passport. I don't think.
You know what? Having a list like this from Meow
Yeah.
God in my hand tells me
Yeah.
we have to be very worried that he does not end up at our door one day.
Oh, you guys thought I
He
was...
flies all over.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys were kidding. You said I could stay if I was ever in
I'm here.
town. I think during episode 7.
Hello, I'm here.
So I don't know. I thought this was very, very.
Oh
fun.
yeah, no, I was actually very,
very
cool.
cool of him to kind
Yeah.
of set up for
Absolutely.
us and
Yeah,
take a
thank
look
you.
at, and we'll
Hey.
we'll keep that around.
I'm not
and-
saying I wouldn't be able to do it,
Yeah.
but just I know, like, you know, family and everything.
Yeah,
Me being away from home on Christmas
yeah,
probably isn't realistic.
yeah.
That
well,
doesn't mean that I wouldn't be able to do this like the week earlier.
fair enough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the week after is my birthday.
Right.
Wow.
And here's the thing, like, you know, to just say maybe be there for New Year's as opposed to Christmas.
Yeah, although to be honest, I think Amsterdam would probably be wasted on me.
Yeah, but
Just as
Yeah,
maybe
drugs
not.
and hookers. Yeah.
well, it's only wasted on you
the
if
Van
you
Gogh
wanted to be.
the Van Gogh Museum sounds great.
if I can come
You
for
know,
a day, just pop in and pop out.
Well,
just let me know where
there
you're
is
gonna be.
That is good though. That
Yeah.
you could travel quickly to a lot of different places that are like
Yeah.
milestones in human history.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is Europe, so you could be doing that while we're all sitting there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey man, don't gotta tell me twice. I'm down. I've been meaning to go to Amsterdam for a while now, so I would be in.
But part of this plan implies that we got to all of us make sure that we're employed and saving $100 a month.
Yeah, well, that's
For
one of
2
those
years.
things. It's like, oh, well, you know, I think it'll come down to
Well,
when it
once Jay really gets an Oscar and shit, he'll be able to fucking just pay for the
carry
whole
us
trip.
all, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he'd do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll be his posse.
Yeah.
I'll be his driver.
There you go.
I've
He'll
been a
be-
professional driver.
He'll need an entourage.
See, this is one of those moments where like you talk about, oh, I'd love to do that, and then someone says, you know, someone puts in your faces, you know, you could do this if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I was going to say just now.
you-
It was going to be one of the things where, like, we could save up for this. And then if life takes it apart, it takes it apart. Like, you know, and in the end, even if we don't go, what's the worst that comes out? You have $2,400 in an envelope, and all your friends are like, it just disappears, you know? But then it comes down to a point where it's like time to buy tickets. And it's like, all right, who's been saving for real? And all of a sudden it turns into like, maybe not everybody. I don't know. I guess we'd have to try it and see. But it's an interesting conversation, maybe to plan something in a 2-year window. Maybe not Amsterdam per se, but maybe
Yeah.
Palmer,
I think-
maybe?
yeah,
A
you know,
Palmer
I'm
visit?
thinking about it in a realistic.
let's save up 2 years to go to Palmer's house.
Yeah. No, Palmer, we're driving his house as soon as we finish recording.
I think it's like the next time we go see him, we have to duct tape him and bring him back with us, and then he has to get home on his own.
Let's go to
Bob's like, now! Bob's tapping the table.
No, I want because he just said it. and now we could do a podcast from Palmer's house and call it a very Palmer Christmas.
Oh, I could. And it would be like South Park, where it's the lonely Jew on Christmas. But he's not lonely. He's the not lonely Jew on Christmas.
No,
because he's got friends. You know what I mean? Which is great. He called me up. He's like, I know you're not doing nothing for the holiday, so I'll be around. He's just like, I'll let you know. I'll be around.
Could you imagine?
What was that? If we went to his house and kidnapped him?
Like now?
That part? You want to do that part?
Yeah.
The kidnapping part?
Could we do the after show from my car?
What we should do is
Live broadcast from the road? We could probably, I'm sure technology-wise it could be rigged.
we save up. We plan to kidnap Palmer and take him to Arizona.
But we leave him there too, right?
Don't tell Steph. Don't tell Steph.
Don't tell anybody. Just
Why Arizona, you say?
He's somebody. He's somebody. He knows
He
that.
likes the heat.
No, but not Phoenix. Tucson.
Not Tucson, not Phoenix.
Or
The
Flagstaff.
border.
Yeah.
The border of Texas and Arizona. We kick him out of the car, tuck and roll, Grandma, and then we turn around and we come back.
And we keep on the way there. We keep telling him to keep eating tanning pills.
Yeah, just whatever. Just
This way they'll think he's Mexican and take him to the border.
maybe if he's lucky.
I just had a flashback to that episode of Scrubs where like JD gets the go ahead to have sex with one of Elliot's friends,
Okay.
and he has no ride, and the janitor's just sitting there, and he goes with a van, and he goes, I have permission to have sex with a beautiful woman. He just, well, what are we waiting for? He gets in,
What are we doing?
drops him off in the middle of the desert, and he goes, what are you doing? Don't you understand how this works? And then he just drives off.
Well, no, like he's doing the best thing he could do for him
Yeah.
because it's a setup, like his girl. Like is that
no,
what the
no,
joke?
no. It's because the janitor hates JD.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's the setup.
Oh, that's the setup. Correct, because they're enemies. Because they're
Yeah.
enemies. So I'm not going to help
Yeah.
you. The best thing I want to do.
What did you think was going to happen?
Like I was going to help you get laid? Right, I got you. I forgot to set up on that. Yeah. All right, let's do it here live in studio. We don't even get an oh yeah from you during it. I mean, I thought maybe that was the live part. Would we get the oh yeah?
I only do.
You groove to it. I see your body moving.
Yeah, well, that's why I do podcasting and not TV and not YouTube.
Oh,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Boom.
You know what I
Would
mean?
we have to pay you to get a
I mean, it
live
would-
performance or something, or is it like Hot Ones that we have to promise you a plug?
I mean, $20 is $20.
How about a couple more cookies? You like these cookies? We got some good cookies here. So yeah, this is the email portion of the show. If you didn't hear that, you're deaf. Basically, I think is how that goes. So here's one from somebody we haven't heard from in a while. This is from Don McIntyre.
Oh wow! Hey Don.
Prof Politico.
There he is.
To the wickedest of theorists, let me preface this by saying I'm probably going to bring the mood of the show down quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
No.
On to the question. Number one, have you noticed a proliferation of mean-spiritedness in our daily interactions with social media and deceased in civil discourse in our day-to-day lives? That's all I got till the end of the world. Oh, wait, wrong show. Till next time, your pal, Don McIntyre, I think he said.
Yeah, I think that's wrong show.
Yeah, I think it's the wrong show. Yeah. For the whole thing? Yeah, I think so. Definitely the wrong show. Have you noticed a proliferation of mean-spiritedness in our daily interactions with social media and decrease in civil discourse in our day-to-day lives? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a natural extension, though. It's just, sadly, we have to catch it before it gets out of control. But it is a natural human extension, I think, now that we've kind of... It's like anything else. Like, here's a thing, and then, like, after a short amount of time of having access to it, it turns into, oh, okay, this is how it gets used or adapted into the world. This is how it's defaulted to.
Yeah.
You know, and I think one of the things is that feeling of not being able, that anonymity or that distance from a person allows you to be a little harsher than you would be face-to-face. So I think the thing is that once that face-to-face starts to shift up, I don't know how you'd measure that.
Yeah.
But if it seems like, you know, people are getting to more fist fights about these things in public, maybe that's the spike in trend you need to be watching out for. Like, when does it go from just being an internet kind of thing,
Right.
socially, to a physical thing? And that's today's wicked
It's
theory.
not going to get physical because, plain and simple, we're spending more time away from each other, and that's going to expand. That's going to keep going on.
Well,
So-
maybe that could feed into it because we spend so much time
Well,
away
that's
from each
part-
other.
that-
when
that's
we do
part of
get
it.
when we do get together,
Right, that's a big part of the whole issue.
yeah,
But we're not going to get suddenly.
Mm.
Suddenly, we're not all going to say, you know what? Let's all hang out in the park together.
well, no, it'll be less of that, right? But I'm
There's
saying,
gonna be less and
but
less
when
and
we
less.
do,
So this situation is never going to get better.
Right.
It's always going to get
worse.
worse.
Right.
Because this is the erosion of social
Skills.
graces
yeah, racist,
within American culture.
right? That's what I'm
Within
saying.
all social culture, because you were talking about the internet, which is worldwide, basically.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that. So then when we finally do get together, no one knows how to behave anymore. It's
Right.
going to start to become that obvious thing where it's like in a
Right.
public places we're not going to be able to function, which it seems like it's getting there too.
I don't know.
And well, I think what's possible, what's happening is that right now there's a leveling out going on because we've only been interacting with people from all over the world on a daily basis for about the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, on a way
So-
like this, yeah.
So
Did you guys see that Black Panther trailer?
there's cultures that it's all different. You know what I mean? Because different levels of being nice,
No, yeah, that's true. though.
or having to be nice to
Yeah.
other people, to
Yeah.
strangers. So I think once we get to where it's level, then we're going to see some serious erosion, some real erosion.
Yeah.
That's when we're going to have serious issues. But anyway,
No.
Black Panther, going to be awesome.
Yeah, no,
I didn't see the trailer. I just wanted to throw something out there because I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think that
there's-
conversation was
There's an easy way.
was going anywhere good.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I love
no.
this right now.
There's an easy way to solve this problem, and,
Hit
it's,
it, Ed,
and
hit
it's
it.
just
What
to
do you got?
remember.
The easy way is to watch the Black Panther.
Just
No,
to
no,
watch it, right,
no.
right, right.
Just remember, there is always room for Jello, and that
All right,
will
all
that
right.
will fix all your problems.
Remember the thing about Jello is that 10 minutes later there's room for more Jello,
Yes.
and that's what they mean when they say there's always room for Jello.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just keep going.
Yep.
All night. All right. So thanks, Donald, for that one. That was an inspiring email. That
It really did bring down the show.
yeah. You were absolutely right in your estimation of that one there, buddy. Way to go, Don.
Next
Way to
time
go.
next time you don't do anything for us for a while, and you think about giving us an email.
Don,
Like that, right?
I'm
Stay
waiting
away
to hear
from-
back. I'm waiting to hear back on our podcast, man. What's going on with this? Here?
Yeah, Don. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on?
I guess he missed that episode.
I
When
guess he missed that episode. It was gonna be you and him, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Dom and Don show,
Yeah.
and just everyone will just mix up which name is first.
Right. Exactly.
I'm still
Because you
trying.
both get called both of those names.
I'm still trying to forget those cherry lime peach peeps.
Oh,
that's
that's
funny.
right. That's why we don't like him. Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding, Donald. We love you, Donald. We know you're there listening. All right. So next one is from a young lady we already mentioned earlier in this episode. It's from Steph Muniz,
Yo.
Steffi.
co-host of the Gotham Lights podcast, a Gotham TV show fan cast that you should be checking out, whether or not you watch Gotham. How about that?
And
How about
friend-
that?
And to a certain, I think it's safe to say they're also friends of the DC TV report.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah,
That is
definitely.
true. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. It is a very friendly
Yes.
web
Oh yeah, definitely.
that we've woven.
Mm-hmm.
What a friendly web we weave. Okay, so she says, "Hey, yous guys."
Always starts it off.
Always with the use. Pardon me. I had a.
Maybe we should tell her to stop using us. We're people, you know.
If
what
I if I hadn't offended her personally in the past, I would take offense to it. But
Right,
I'll,
right.
I'll take it at this point.
and to be honest, you haven't heard the email yet, so you may offend her in the next 2 minutes.
That's possible.
All right, so here we go. I don't have any questions. Just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas, or as Hanno likes to call it, a Happy Ramana Hakwansmas.
Gesundheit.
Rahana Makwanzas. I'm going to let Hanno say it. I don't have an audio drop for that, but I'm sure he's got that in the bag. So she says, that's it. Take care, fellas. Your pal staff. P.S. The Gotham Light emails seem to have received another audio message from Frankie Mogwai. So somebody thank that guy for me, huh? Yeah, hey, one of the gremlins that we had in a cage in the basement got out a long time ago, and every now and then it seems to be causing some trouble over there at the old Gotham Lights podcast.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
listen
you know,
over
the
there.
whole thing, water, feeding.
Just gotta remember that
Life.
stuff, you know. But it's a Frankie. He's a New York City Mogwai, so he's ruthless.
Yeah.
New York City, New Jersey, metro state area.
Yeah, he's
kind
gonna
of
eat.
thing.
He's gonna do whatever it takes to eat after midnight.
He'll take cannolis. He'll take anything.
Anything.
He's been sleeping in Alfonso's bakery. He's getting a little big.
There you go.
All right. So with that, we want to thank Steph very much for her email. And then we got one here from a young chap named,
Wilbur, right?
named Wesley.
Oh, right, Wesley. My bad.
Wilbur.
Wesley. Hello, you gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey, so Dom's here and Jay is missing, so it might be safe to ask the question, what was your favorite new creature from Star Wars?
Oh, I know.
You know what your favorite one was?
Wait. How did they know that?
How did he know to ask the question?
How did they know that Jay wasn't here when they wrote the email?
That's because he was listening.
He must have sent it. He must have just
must
sent it.
Isn't that the magic?
That's the magic, folks. Are listening
the
live.
Yep.
So the question was to you, Dom. Which creature was your favorite creature from Star Wars?
Absolutely, hands down,
Mm-hmm.
that fucking disgusting creature that Luke milks and then drinks
The blue milk
the
beast?
milk from.
The milk beast?
Yeah, like that's just like me on like a Sunday morning after I've walked in the door at like 5:30 a.m.
And you just feel like...
Vomit on my T-shirt or something.
For me, that was the
I'm just like sitting up in my bed like.
Like you make that weird noise it makes.
While life just milks everything it has
You
from
do
me.
that slow look over, like it
Yeah.
did to her. Like,
yeah, that was just gross. That was the one moment in the movie that I was actually among everything that was going on that we said may or may not have issues.
Right.
This was the one thing that I felt I didn't need to see that.
It was the one
I
thing
thought
that
it was
did.
phenomenal, honestly.
It was funny, but it was
I thought
so
it was great.
unexpected to me and felt so like in its own way, which is creepy and weird that it felt. It's the only thing that feels out of place in the whole thing. But I think it lands what it wants to land. I think it wants you to be kind of grossed out. That's the joke thing or the moment it's going for, and it's successful in that regard. But whatever. But it just feels weird.
I was feeling feelings I hadn't felt since Swiss Army Man.
Since I was 9, and I took an extra half an hour in the shower. If you know what I'm talking about.
Ed, you had a problem with that, right?
No.
I just.
I thought because I vaguely remember it coming up.
that was one of those things that just added to that tone that just didn't really jive for me.
So that's it for Wesley. Oh wait, no. And if y'all were to die like a game character, what 3 or 4 pieces of loot would each of you drop? And then also including Jay since he isn't there. So if you died and you were a video game character, what do you think your 3 pieces of loot that you must be have? I guess
right off the top of my head, the first thing that I would drop would probably be an empty wallet.
as far as cash goes, I guess is what you're saying.
Right. It would just be like you'd see the wallet on the ground and you would look at it and to get a better look and it'd be like it would come up and say it's empty. Wallet is
There's
empty.
no cash in this wallet. Right.
Probably a key ring.
And like a guitar pick or something, or
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
like one gold guitar pick. That's like a clue to the next level or something. What about you, Ed?
I mean, business cards.
None of them for you though, or
No, podcast business cards.
just different shows.
Yeah.
Just different shows,
Yeah.
random shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just like stuff I keep in my pens. I have a lot of pens.
So it'd like be like a little stack of business cards, a pen,
Yeah.
maybe like 2 pens
Yeah.
for no particular reason, and then like one other thing. Like where else? Give us one more.
My red scarf that I've been
Okay,
carrying.
now you're just making up
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Now you're just making up shit.
I have no idea, really, honestly.
Right.
Well, what's in your pockets?
You know what? I think I would just like write, like scribble, like "fuck you" on a piece of loose leaf, and then just like shove it in my pocket, and then
You would
just
have
drop
these
it
notes
out.
that you write to yourself.
Yeah, like I would just like put "fuck you."
You wouldn't drop your cell phone or your wallet.
I mean, even if you,
I don't
even
really
if-
know. I don't really play a
Your
lot of video
glasses.
games. How does this work? I'm kind of a little confused.
How are
with
you
the
a little
setup.
confused? Like if you
Yeah,
were
when
like,
like a video game character dies in like an RPG,
Right.
like the one I'm playing now, Oblivion, which is yes, everybody, I'm 4 years old and I'm a little late to the party, but don't worry. So like character dies, you go over and you look at them to collect loot.
like that. Like what,
Right.
if you died, then what would like I be?
Someone steal off of me?
Like I go to you. Like what are your the 3 things like your character would probably have on them? Then like like Bob's got a guitar pick.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like
Right.
in that kind of a story-ish,
Right.
game-ish
So it would
kind
be
of thing.
like I was saying, your cell phone, your glasses,
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of something.
Like
funny
I'd
to
have a
say, but-
Chinese finger lock
Your
big
wallet-
enough
your
for 2
wallet.
pieces,
What did you-
penises.
you know, and there would be some
Another fucking docking joke,
Yeah.
man. What the fuck?
I had to get one more red.
in a RPG in modern times.
I'd probably
a cell
leave
phone would be
my
valuable.
Netflix password.
Okay,
People
that's
need
cool.
that.
There you go.
Sure, that's
Right.
good.
The world
That's-
needs that.
Yeah. That's practical.
Yeah. I really don't know what else I would have. I mean, I don't really have anything that anyone would want. So
Yeah, you'd have a
maybe you know what? I would leave my.
You'd have a Poland Spring bottle
Yep.
with tap water in it.
Yep. I would leave my seat on the Wicked Theory podcast
Oh my gosh.
for the villain that kills me,
Oh shit.
so that we have another villain on the show.
We always need a new villain.
Yeah.
Oh, Palmer nailed it for me. Movie stubs.
That's
They're
true.
taking
Just
it
like a
off.
big wad of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've been carrying them for like you're a hoarder
Or
of movie
your
stubs.
movie pass card.
Yeah, that's true. But it would just be like this wad. Like in the video game, it would be like just represented as this wad of movie stubs. Like, you know, that he's like hoarding in his pocket. For like
you
years.
can barely look through and find any.
Yeah, they're all kind of worn away, and it's like maybe it was a fucking.
I tried
took a trip in a wash.
I tried like keeping those for a while, and those things fade quickly.
Even if you leave them laying around.
Well, they're made with the cheapest possible ingredients. The paper's cheap, the ink's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there used to be like a firm kind of paper. Now it's like like they rip it now at the movie theater, like, and sometimes it's all fucked up when they give it to you. Like that's like it used to be like a card stock kind of almost. Yeah. It always got flimsier and flimsier, but anyway, all right. So and what would Jay drop? I don't know. Jay would drop a bottle of hooch, a cigar, and a steel book of something, some kind of steel book.
Well, his hat. I think he'd leave his hat behind.
His baseball cap. Yeah. That would be like the lucky. That would be like where all his power is. It's in that baseball cap. All right. So with that, he says, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I think that's going to round it out for the old email portion of the show.
All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Take us out.
So so what do we got?
So what we got? No, I don't think so. All right, so that's gonna be the main episode, the real kind of main thrust of the show.
Right.
And then when we come back, and I think I'm gonna put this into the main feed anyway. We're gonna try and do like a little Christmassy holiday kind of sort of thing.
All right.
You know, got a couple of things we can go to and bullshit about, kind of carry us through some holiday season-ish kind of thing. You know, and so there technically won't be an after show coupled with this on the Patreon, but this will go out to the main feed. It'll be like a little bonus episode.
Little Christmas treat.
For anybody who didn't listen live, they have access to it too for the holidays kind of thing. We still got to do a Patreon for the month, so Patreon listeners, followers there who subscribe, you know, they can look forward to that. So I think with that, what we'll do is we'll sign off.
See you next time, folks.
Thank you.
See you next time, folks. Let's
Merry
go
Christmas.
with Brother Bob. Where can people find you?
At Bob WTPC.
At Bob WTPC, and then you can find Ed at
Ed O'Hare TBD.
Ed O'Hare TBD.
Find me on Twitter at Dom_Torre. It's TORRE.
Oh, I love it when he spells it. And then you can find me at Wicked Theory. The show, it's pretty much the same account. And then shows at wickedtheory.com. Subscribe, listen live, however you like to do it, because we like it. That's just being honest.
There we go.
All right, Brother Bob, take us out of here when you feel that it's real.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.